hello to everybody from Fieldhouse Equestrian Centre. We thought while we closed for lockdown and we can't do our normal activities, that we would do a little video and allow our Pony Club members to do their mini farming badge, and also give you a little snippet of what we've been doing on the farm while everybody's been on lockdown. So we're going to look at the different animals that we've got. So as you can all see in the field here, we've got quite a lot of cows. And we've got quite a few baby calves as well. So the young cows are called calves. You can see quite a few of them there in the distance. And here's one cow wanting to be very friendly. Now this cow is a belted Galloway, which you can see from it's black with a white stripe around its tummy. Now the cows live at this time of year out in the field. In the winter they would come into the barns, so we'll just scan around so you can see the barns in the background there. So they would live in the barns, and you can probably see a great big muck heap, and that's all the muck that's come out of the barns where the cows have been for the winter. Once that's rotted down, then that will get spread out onto the fields as well. Okay, now if we scan around a little, I'm pretty sure we can see our llamas and our yearlings in the field too. So if I zoom in a little bit there, we've got our llamas, and the horses that are in there are just yearlings, so they're just 1 year old. And the llamas don't have any babies with them at the moment, but when they do, we call a baby llama a cria. So for the last 6 weeks, what we've mainly been busy with is lambing. So you can see here we have a single lamb, and the numbers we put on them are so we know which lamb belongs to which sheep. This sheep just had a single. We call the mammy a yow, and obviously we call the babies lambs. Now we'll have a little drive further, and then we'll be able to see some different sheep, and hopefully one with some twins on as well. These are quite young. This lamb's about 1 week old. Most of our lambs are now much older. We only have very few left to lamb. So we'll have a little drive along, and we'll see if we can spy some of the other sheep too. Right, now here we have a single, and they're trying to hide, but we also have a set of twins. These two sheep together are badger-faced Welsh mountain sheep. We just call them badgers. And the sheep disappearing off in the distance there with the horns is a swaledale, which again we often would just call a swalie. Okay, now you can see, I'll zoom in, and you can see they're going to run off. The two twins were having a little drink off their mum there. I think they're going to sneak back in. And this is one of our badger sheep. Okay, now our sheep live out most of the year round. We have got sheep pens where they will come in to lamb, or if we need to give them a hand with anything. And sheep can also have more than 2 lambs, but normally if they have triplets or more, we would need to hand rear some of the lambs, because they don't always have enough milk if they've got more than 2 lambs. Okay, now these are our older pet lambs. So all of these have been bottle fed originally, but we're now starting to wean them and put them onto lamb pellets. But you can see they're much friendlier than normal sheep. So when Rachel's there, they want to go and see Rachel because they think Rachel's going to feed them. And there's lots of different coloured lambs there because quite a few of them are different breeds. Okay, and this is Penny, which most of you will see on the yard when you come up for your lessons. This is our trusty helper. So Penny is a border collie, and she comes to check all the stock with us, and she's a sheep dog. So if we need help to get the sheep in, then we call on Penny to help us to get the sheep in. Food. So we'll put some food down, and then we can have a proper look at the goats. So there's our collection of goats. You can see at the back here there's a baby goat, so we call the baby goats kids. And the other kids around this side are now getting much bigger and are nearly as big as some of the mummies. Okay, now our goats in the winter would live in the stable overnight, so they would come running down for their food and go into the stable overnight. But in the summer they'll live out in this paddock all the time, but they've got, if we look over here, a little shed in there where they can go. And you'll often see when you're riding your ponies and having your lessons, if it starts to rain, that the goats go running down because they don't like to be out in the rain, so that's a good sign that the weather's going to change as well. Now we just keep these goats as pets, so we might sell some of the younger ones just to make sure that we don't end up with too many. But some people keep goats and they milk them, so sometimes your milk could come from goats too. Okay, so here we have some hens outside the hen coop. The hens are making the most of the sunshine. We'll go on the other side and show you some where they get into their hen coop. So this is their entrance in where they go on a night. And here's another one outside. Now hens lay eggs, which most of you I expect will eat. And if the hen eggs hatch, then they have little chicks that will grow into more hens. So we don't keep pigs, but there are pigs at the bottom of our lane, so I thought it would be nice to include them. These are the pigs here. Okay, and baby pigs are called piglets. Now you can see in the background that little black building, and that is a pigsty, so the pigs would go in there if it got too hot or they were too cold or wet. Now because we mainly farm livestock, so we keep animals rather than growing crops, we have probably less machinery than some of the bigger farms that grow crops and do what they call arable. So what we've got here is a tractor, and on the back of the tractor are chain harrows, and they get dragged around the field to pull out the dead grass and help to level it and spread the poo. And over to the side here, the blue part is a roller, and the roller is used to level the ground and make it nice and flat. So through the winter, when it gets muddy, it gets quite poached, it gets all bumpy, and that roller will help to make it nice and level again. Well, as we get to the end of the day, hope you've all enjoyed our little video that we've made. If you are a Pony Club member and you'd like to do your mini farming badge, if you could make me a poster or a model of a farm and take a photo and email it through to me, then you will be able to get your badge. If you're not in the Pony Club or you already have your badge but you would still like to do a poster or a model, it will be great to see some of them. We're missing you all here, and hopefully we'll see you all soon. So we'll see you later for now.